I used to think betrayal felt like heartbreak. But when your husband cheats on you with your best friend, heartbreak becomes a luxury. Because what you feel is obliteration. I lost everything. My home, my job, my sanity. I ended up in a rundown motel on the outskirts of Los Angeles, where the air smelled like despair and bleach. Every night, I lay awake wondering how two people I loved could destroy me so easily. Then, one stormy evening, someone knocked. 3 soft taps. I opened the door, no one. Only an old brown suitcase. Inside it, $70,000 in cash, a first-class flight ticket to Zurich, and a handwritten note that said, "The $70,000 is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more where you're headed." I laughed. A bitter, disbelieving laugh. A scam, I thought. A cruel prank from life itself. But something in me whispered, what if it's real? I had nothing left to lose. So I boarded that flight. When I landed in Zurich, a man in a black suit held a sign with my name. He drove me through snow-covered streets to a glass mansion perched on a hill. Inside, a lawyer handed me a sealed envelope. It read, "To Mrs. Olivia Grant, the rightful owner of the Zurich Trust." Apparently, years before his death, my late grandfather, a wealthy Swiss banker, had set up a secret inheritance that skipped generations. But there was a clause. The trust could only be accessed when I was no longer under the legal or emotional control of a spouse. And now, thanks to my cheating husband, I finally qualified. The $70,000 was a test, a breadcrumb leading me home. And the inheritance, $42 million. I cried, not because of the money, but because karma had a wicked sense of humor. The next morning, I called my husband. He sounded smug, probably thinking I'd beg him to come back. Instead, I said sweetly, "Remember the divorce papers you made me sign? Thank you. You just signed away your share of $42 million. The silence on the other end was delicious. A week later, I returned to the US, but not as the broken woman he left behind. I bought the company he worked for, quietly, through a holding firm, and the first order I signed as CEO was his termination letter. As for my ex-best friend, I bought her dream house out from under her, then turned it into a women's shelter for survivors of betrayal. You see, revenge doesn't always come with fire or fury. Sometimes it comes wrapped in old leather, with a note that simply says, "There's more where you're headed." And when life knocks on your door, even with something that seems impossible, open it. Because sometimes what feels like the end is the beginning of your power story. If you loved this twisty, satisfying revenge story, don't just scroll past. Hit that subscribe button and join me for more stories where pain turns into power and karma wears designer heels. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.